front of Uber headquarters to tell this gig company that workers deserve a voice. But we're going inside because workers have a voice right now, and we deserve you. So let's go inside. And we want to go in, and we want to let them know that workers deserve. No. Workers deserve a union. 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 AB5. 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 AB5.
I'm here to support my mom, here to support new Uber and Lyft drivers. I'm a Lyft driver, and I feel like we deserve more money, health care, and we need to be respected for what we do out here. We have brought down drunk driving a lot with us being on the road. We help and we protect, and I feel like we deserve more. Our job is a regular job too, and I want health care. I'm out here 10 hours a day, and sometimes I make $3 in an hour because that's how long it takes me to. Is that fair on my gas? Is it fair to me that I got to pay for medication and I'm sick? Is it fair? No, it's not fair. We can't live, sir. I'm homeless because they lowered our pay. I lost $1,200 a month in my income when Lyft lowered the pay. So it made me homeless. My child's father came and took my child from me because I'm homeless. I want better health care. I want the wages that I deserve. And because of this job, I can't do that. So help us. Help us. Thank you.
Did you come up from LA?
I came from LA.
Long drive.
I long drive, and it was so well worth it. Thank you for your support. Help Lyft and Uber. Give us a union. Thank you.
Why did you come up here today? What's your name?
My name is Mike Robinson, and I'm a Lyft driver. And we came up here to support AB5 passing and to help us form a union after that, if it becomes employees.
So you want to be a union member?
Yes.
Why is that?
So we can improve our lives and get fair pay and get breaks and just plain old benefits from being a regular employee.
Never be defeated. Drivers united will never be defeated. What do we want? AB5. When do we want it? Now.
Well, I'm here to protest because they're taking tips, they're taking away the incentives, and corporations are just like developing the numbers for their stock market shareholder. So it's not profitable for any drivers, and I've only been doing this type of business for about a month, and I've found that out on my own, just doing the drive shares for Lyft and Uber. And it's not equal to the people that live in the cities that also has to pay bills. So we need them not to...
Jose, we're looking for a fair treat, and we need to be paid fair.
And you can't survive on what they're offering?
It's very hard. Basically, I'm here in the Bay, with everything is so expensive now. And Uber, you gotta give us more on the chair and take less than that we take now.
Sure, my name's Rebecca Stack Martinez, and I'm here today to let these companies know AB5 deserves to be passed, and we deserve to be treated fairly. Newsom hasn't given a stance either way. He's very friendly with tech and obviously has been supported by labor in the past. So he hasn't come out publicly to said where he stands on this. Now's the time. We have 3 different presidential candidates on the nationwide stage that have come out in support of AB5. Where's our governor? We need his support now.
My name is Idan Alva. We are here to fight to have the same rights that every worker deserves in California. We make the profits, they take it, and they leave us with less than minimum wage. But there have been times when I've been driving 8, 10 hours, even 12 hours in extreme situations.
I am a gig worker. Yeah, I am here in solidarity. My name is Vanessa Payne, and I'm here because their struggle is the same as my struggle. We need to be employees, we need to be reclassified properly, and we need a pathway to a union.
Lucas Van dweller. You know, we're fighting for fair pay. You know, right now we have Uber and Lyft drivers that are living in their cars. Uber is taking up to 77% of the fare, and we're not able to support ourselves with that much money. I drive around here in the city. I see Uber and Lyft cars at night, people sleeping inside of them. It's a shame. And this is driving the public is a privilege. And that privilege provides us with the wealth that gives us immunities to such things as homelessness and poverty. Those two things are being abridged right now.
And what about this company? They don't like AB5. Are you supporting AB5?
You know, I do support the AB5 because right now drivers are neither independent contractors or employees. We're something different. And what AB5 does is it makes clear distinctions between what an employee is and what an independent contractor is. And what Uber and Lyft are saying is an independent contractor is not an independent contractor. It's something they made up. They made it up out of the thin air, and it's not real.
Because you have to work under their rules.
Yeah, we do have to work under their rules, and we have no way of negotiating our own pay. I mean, we have no way of stopping them from taking up to 77% of the fare. And I mean, we can't make it. We pay for the car, we pay for the gas, we pay for all the maintenance, and yet we're barely able to pay our rent here in the Bay Area. I mean, a lot of people can't even pay for all the traffic on Millbrae Avenue and Old Bayshore Highway that the mayor of Millbrae had to get involved, and Uber and Lyft had to open up a secondary parking lot costing them hundreds of thousands of dollars, all because of one man and this sign.
What was happening there?
Well, I was talking to thousands of Uber and Lyft drivers, and I was telling them how Uber and Lyft are taking up to 77% of the pool and line rides for Lyft, the Lyft line rides. And they were flabbergasted, and almost all the drivers I spoke to started declining those trips. And when you decline a trip at the airport parking lot, you get put on the end of the queue. And so they had to stay in the parking lot longer. And so the other drivers that wanted to get into the queue weren't able to get in there. And since they were declining the pool and the line rides, Uber and Lyft had to start sending in more drivers from all around the Bay Area to accommodate those trips. It caused such a nightmare in traffic. I mean, it was on CSNBC. They didn't put me on the news, but it was a big deal.
Why are you here today? What's your name? Why are you here today?
Catherine.
And what are the issues you're here for?
We fight for better salary from Lyft and Uber. They pay less than what we needed. Yeah, that's why we're fighting. We work for Alliance Working, that they help to us to get a better salary. We got families and we get the lower for an hour. That's why we're fighting.
And
we
we
come
want
from
benefits.
California and we have to continue, we have to whine.
Okay.
My name is Ronald. Here to fight because we need a union for Uber because they take advantage of the drivers. We say they take advantage of our funds. They're taking out huge cuts. Like they're these big profit organizations taking from the working class. We're here to support. We're here to support drivers, and we're here to fight for rights.
Did you come up from San Francisco?
Did I come
Los
up
Angeles?
from
LA?
We came from
We
LA.
come from all over the places. Well, when we all unified, so we come from all places, but we're unified as always, and we're gonna come here in solidarity, and they gonna feel it, and they gonna make some changes. If not, we're gonna demand a change, and I don't think they're gonna appreciate that, just that they've been disrespecting us. And not only that, abusing their authority and abusing us.
How do they abuse their authority? What do they do?
Well, what they do is not only do they not give us the benefits for the medical expenses and our car maintenance, pretty much just taking our hard work for granted and abusing that.
Giving us 30% while they take over 60% of our funds.
Is that a ripoff?
Yeah, that's a freaking ripoff, bro. Like we get 20% out of what, like 6 cents a mile. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry I cursed, but that's ridiculous, you know? I think it's ridiculous because...
You can't survive on that. Can you survive?
No, dude. And we have to pay for our own maintenance, like you said, gas. We have to pay for our insurance. We have to pay for our phone bills. We have a lot of expenses, and a lot of it is not covered by and through Uber, especially our medical expenses, dude. We have to work now 12 hours to meet what we used to make in like 6 or 8. You know, and then we get tired on the road. You get tired over driving 12 hours on the road. You're gonna get tired. You know?
Amen.
Yeah.
So you want to be an employee. You want to have regular pay and
we would like a set pay. We would like benefits, and we would like the ability to just be able to survive off just having one job. You know, and being able to provide with just having just this one single job.
I think he supports the drivers. I think that he's leading an effort to get workers organized in this state and to make sure everybody has a living that they can afford, to support their families, to lift up our communities. Josie, who are you?
United will never be defeated. Drivers, united will never be defeated. Drivers, united will never be defeated. Drivers, united will never be defeated. Negotiate better wages, benefits, and working conditions. We have Linda Valdivia from Global Workers Alliance.
Hello, my brothers and sisters. Are we excited? People become united. We will never ever be defeated. Okay? My name is Linda Valdivia, and I've been driving for Uber for about 2 years. We keep coming back here because our driver lives
name is Arenado Diaz, and I am a Uber and Lyft driver for 4.5 years. I'm coming from the LA area, and I'm a proud member of the Mobile Workers Alliance. It is great to join forces with drivers here in the Bay Area. We have the utmost respect for everyone at the key workers rising. And we are very proud to be partnering up with them. They have proven that they are a force to be reckoned with. Now, we are very happy that Northern and Southern California are teaming up. And there is no stopping us. Our solidarity is strong because we know that we are fighting for this right. Hey, look around. The wealth we generate literally surrounds us. The riches of Silicon Valley is spilled over into the Bay Area. It's a fact. And it's official. San Francisco now has the highest density of billionaires of any city in America. In fact, the billionaires created by Silicon Valley IPOs are creating the housing crisis in this city. And experts predict Silicon Valley will create another 5,000 billionaires by the end of this year. So, when people say we are asking for too much, remind them, without us, Uber and Lyft would just be pipe dreams. We are the ones making their dreams come true. And we are in a nightmare every single day. But we are in a living in the nightmare every single day. Look where we are now, at the Uber headquarters. We are not on the outskirts of the city. We're talking prime real estate, some of the most expensive on earth. These are not mom and pop shops struggling to survive. These are companies valued in the tens of billions, sometimes hundreds of billions. Yet they have the nerve to pass every single cost of doing business to us. They have the nerve to pass all the risk onto us too. They have the nerve to create a business model that depends on us getting paid below minimum wage. And we know that's true because we know that we have to account for all sorts of expenses that most people are totally unaware of. They have the nerve to do all this, and then they have the nerve to add insult to injury by calling us as greedy. We are not greedy. We've been very generous with our time and our labor. Now it's time for us to get what we earn. We want AB5 and pathway to union. And we won't stop until we get it. We won't stop until we get it. We won't stop until we get it. Thank you very much.
All right. So I want to tell you a story about when I was young. Growing up, my mom used to tell me that there were two types of people in this world. She said there were followers and there were leaders. Then she would say, Annette, always be a leader. And all of my life I did what I thought a leader would do. And let me tell you, when I got to Gig Workers Rising, it was a whole new level of leadership. Because I felt fear. I was afraid of the consequences of standing out here and someone seeing me. I was afraid of the uncertainties.
that maybe Uber would fire me. But facing fear is exactly what leaders do. And that is why everyone standing here today is a leader. Today, you are leading others. Others who are too afraid, unsure, unaware of the situation. And so as leaders of the biggest workers' movement of the 21st century, I have one message for you. A message I want you to spread as far as your reach will take you. And that message is that the work in America belongs to the workers of America.
Say it again.
The work in America belongs to the workers of America. And we will fight, and we will not stop until we make sure corporate America knows it. So what that means is that we have to educate, we have to grow, and we have to fight from here on forward. Because when AB5 passes, because it will, the work will have just begun for us.
Yeah.
I want to share the reason I joined Gig Workers Rising. It started when it took me over 30 days, 20 text messages, 10 calls, and one nasty email to get only $107. I was so fed up. I looked on Facebook for every group I can be a part of, and that's when I found Gig Workers Rising. Educating myself is what fed me the courage to do something. And I'm an example of why it is important that we need to educate those who do not know that they are not alone. We educate those who do not know what their rights are. We need to educate those who will face the same problems in the future if we do nothing. And yes, I am talking about our children and their children. It is our responsibility to grow this movement so that it is no longer just a movement but a way of life for workers across America. The words we hear should not be, oh, so you're protesting? It should be, why the hell aren't you protesting? But the only way to do that is by growing. We want to make standing up for your worker rights the status quo and not the exception. You just have to remember that we have the power. We have what corporate America will never have, and that is power in numbers. And they know it. And that's why they pit us against one another. And that is why we have to fight. And that is why we have to fight, and we have to fight hard. I have to tell you, there are moments when I want to stop this and I want to ignore it because it is so much easier to sit at home and just drive. What drives me back every time is watching my parents struggle. I watch them deal with crappy employers, companies who call them Indian contractors, and they control their every move. And now that I have regretfully suggested my own dad drive for Uber, I have to watch as they struggle. I have to watch my mom get sicker by the day because she can't afford health care and can't even qualify for Medi-Cal. And I feel guilt every day for not being able to help. But how can I when I am trying to dig myself out of the same damn hole?
Yeah!
My parents' situation is an example of the consequences of not educating our fellow workers. These are the consequences of not growing this movement. This is why we must fight, we must educate, and we must grow. Because why? Because the work in America belongs to the workers of America. Now, we won't always agree on the path that we take or the turns that we make, but we all have the same goal, and only together will we light up the end of this tunnel. Thank you.
Uber, Uber, go no good. Treat your drivers like you should. Drivers united will never be defeated. Drivers united will never be defeated. Drivers united will never be defeated.
Mireya Marquez. Thank you for union, better rates, and support, and they take care for us. We work very hard, so we need more money.
Okay, one thing that really has worked, we used to at special occasions and during rush hour get the prime time. Lyft in the last few months has taken that away from us.
Yes.
Where I could have made possibly $600 a day during Pride weekend, I made $100 and I was barely able to make my mortgage payment. This is money that the passenger is absolute worst. Give us a living wage. That's all I ask.
Be back! We'll be back!